What happens when a life insurance policy becomes one of the assets awarded in a divorce? Many divorced spouses find themselves owning a life insurance policy on an ex-spouse years after the divorce is finalized. At first, the policy may seem like a valuable asset. But what happens when the premiums become unaffordable, the cash value begins to disappear, or the policy simply no longer makes financial sense to keep? Could a life settlement provide an exit strategy? Many people are surprised to learn that owning a life insurance policy and selling a life insurance policy are two very different things. Whether the policy was awarded as part of a divorce settlement or whether you simply still own a policy on a former spouse, a life settlement can be more complicated than many people realize. The policy owner has the legal right to sell the policy. However, the value of the policy is based on the life of the insured person. That means both parties are required to participate in the life settlement process. Before a life settlement provider can make an offer on a policy, they need information about both the policy and the insured. Buyers typically need to know what type of policy it is, the current death benefit amount, the insurance carrier, and information about the insured's age, health condition, and medical history over the previous several years. To obtain this information, the insured's cooperation is required. Medical records cannot be obtained without authorization from the insured. As a result, even though the policy owner has the legal right to sell the policy, a life settlement often cannot unless the insured ex-spouse is willing to participate. This creates one of the biggest challenges involving divorce-related life settlements. If the life insurance policy was awarded during a divorce, but the divorce agreement contains no language requiring the insured to cooperate with a future sale of the policy, the insured may simply refuse to participate. Without access to medical records and health information, buyers cannot evaluate the policy, and without evaluation, there can be no offer. Unfortunately, many individuals awarded life insurance policies during divorce have eventually lost those assets because premiums became too expensive and their former spouse refused to cooperate with a sale. If you are currently going through a divorce and a life insurance policy is being considered as part of the property settlement, it may be wise to discuss life settlement considerations with your attorney. Careful planning may help address future situations where maintaining the policy becomes financially difficult. Depending on your circumstances and legal advice, divorce settlement language may be structured to address future cooperation requirements should a life settlement become necessary. Every situation is different, which is why legal guidance is essential. Before reaching out to an ex-spouse to discuss a potential life settlement, there may be a smarter first step. Policy owners can request a free, no-obligation appraisal to determine whether the policy may qualify for a life settlement and what it might be worth. This allows you to have a more informed and productive discussion before involving your former spouse. And if the policy does not qualify, if the insured does not meet eligibility requirements, or if the policy has little or no value in the settlement marketplace, you may avoid having a potentially difficult conversation altogether. If you own a life insurance policy on a former spouse and are wondering whether a life settlement may be an option, start by learning what the policy may be worth. Click on our life settlement qualifier form below to check eligibility, request a free, no-obligation policy appraisal, and schedule a free consultation with an experienced life settlement advisor. There is no obligation, and the information could help you make a more informed financial decision. Before you let an expensive policy drain its value, find out what your options may be. A life settlement could be the exit strategy you didn't know existed.